Everybody, there are a total of 9 Democrats that want to stop House Speaker Pelosi's new budget and infrastructure plan from passing through Congress. Yes folks, Speaker Nancy Pelosi is now proposing a 4th new stimulus bill. Plus, extra SNAP benefits are coming to eligible Americans next week, so you want to be sure to stand to the end of this video to find out the latest stimulus news. Folks, this is the latest news surrounding your Social Security benefits. I need you guys to know this. The Senior Citizens League is a nonpartisan advocacy group for older Americans. And the group estimates that the Social Security COLA for 2022 may be at 6.2%, and the boost would be much higher than the 1.3% change made for 2021, which was one of the lowest increases that Social Security has ever had.
My Lord, Bernie, you're running ads saying I'm opposed to Social Security, that PolitiFact says is a flat lie, and that the Washington Post said is a flat lie.
Time and time again, talking about the necessity, with pride, about cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare, cutting veterans programs.
No.
You never said that.
No.
Everybody, are you guys still struggling even with Social Security benefits? I would like to know. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, everybody.
Time after time, you were not a fan of Bo Simpson?
I was not a fan of both.
You were not a fan of the balanced budget amendment which called for cuts in Social Security? Come on, Joe, you were.
Look, here's the deal.
You're an honest guy. Why don't you just tell the truth here? We all make mistakes.
I am telling the truth. You said that why am I rated 96% by the Social Security Organization?
Now here's the latest news surrounding stimulus checks. Those living in California can breathe a little bit easier, and the knowledge that there is some financial aid coming their way in the form of the Golden State stimulus. This has been made possible by the state of California due to an extra $10.3 billion in revenue via the state's progressive income tax. The first phase of the Golden State stimulus saw some California residents receive $600 or $1,200, but the second phase will see almost 2/3 of the state residents receive a payment. The first Golden State stimulus provided Californians with either a $600 or $1,200 check, and for the second Golden State stimulus, these checks were either $500, $600, or $1,100. And folks, the first round of Golden State stimulus payments have been largely paid out. Everybody, is your state sending out their own stimulus payment? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below.
Of course, we Democrats believe we need to do much more. The bipartisan infrastructure bill is a very significant bill, but our country has other very significant, very important challenges. Working families need help. Small businesses need a leg up. Climate change threatens the future of our planet. Our tax code needs to be straightened out. Other parts of our infrastructure not addressed in this bipartisan bill still need focus, attention, and help.
Now, 9 moderate House Democrats have warned Nancy Pelosi that they would not vote for a budget resolution that is critical to passing Democrats' $3.5 trillion social policy. That's unless the House first passes a Senate-approved infrastructure bill, and this is a move that threatens to derail the party's economic agenda. In a letter to Speaker Pelosi, multiple Democratic lawmakers told her some have suggested that we hold off on considering the Senate infrastructure bill for months until the reconciliation process is completed. We disagree. With the livelihoods of hardworking Americans at stake, we simply cannot afford months of unnecessary delays. It's time to get the shovels in the ground and people to work. So yes folks, the Democrats are finally now going against Speaker Pelosi, and they are demanding that she approves the infrastructure bill from Chuck Schumer. What is going on in Congress, everybody? Who is to blame for holding back our stimulus checks? Is it the Democrats like Speaker Pelosi? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Americans across the country like the idea that bipartisan compromises can advance ideas in the fairest way. The $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill was made along Mitt Romney and many other Republicans, and all of this puts Democratic leaders like Nancy Pelosi in a tight spot with their own party. Now folks, the House is also scheduled to vote on the budget resolution. Senate committees are beginning to work on crafting legislative details to set up a vote this fall on the final package, and this means that we could get a 4th stimulus check before the end of this year. I just hope that our Democrats and Republicans finally realize that the great American people are not the ones at fault. They should not be suffering because this was not their fault. And if you guys agree, then leave a comment down below saying I agree. Now the Biden administration folks and congressional Democrats have been focused on a 2-track effort to pass both the $1 trillion bipartisan legislation aimed at traditional infrastructure, along with a massive spending package with investments in childcare, family leave, and climate initiatives. Democrats plan to go it alone on the lighter legislative package via a process known as reconciliation, which allows them to proceed without the threat of a Republican filibuster in the Senate. But Nancy Pelosi has constantly said that she intends to wait to bring up a vote on the infrastructure bill until the Senate approves a larger human infrastructure package, because Democrats control the House by a narrow margin. Now, because Democrats control the House by a narrow margin, Pelosi can only afford to lose 3 Democratic votes. Still, everybody, as I said, Nancy Pelosi is standing firm in her position, telling members on a caucus call this week that she is not freelancing. What do you think about Nancy Pelosi, everybody? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a great day and stay safe.
So to my colleagues who are concerned that this does not do enough on climate, for families, and making corporations and the rich pay their fair share, we are moving on to a second track, which will make generational transformation in these areas. Once this bill is complete, the Senate will immediately turn to the second track in our 2-track strategy, passing a budget resolution that will unlock historic investments in American jobs, American families, and the fight against climate change. The 2-track strategy is proceeding full steam ahead. At its core, the Democratic budget, both parts, is about restoring the middle class in the 21st century and giving more Americans the opportunity to get there. Too many in the middle class are worried about their futures. The sunny American optimism has turned into a sourness, an anger, a divisiveness in the land. Bold, transformative action on both traditional infrastructure and on helping families, middle-class families cope, and on climate, will restore that bright, sunny optimism that has been part of this American psyche for centuries. At its core, what we want to do is this.